Hello everyone, my name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
Today we're reacting to two videos. These are about Blue Springs State Park in Florida. And we actually reacted to one of the videos from Blue Springs. I don't know if you remember this, but it was these cave divers that were trying to get through flow and they just couldn't. They just kept getting tossed around the walls and like they just couldn't get through. It was like a funny video because the guys were cave divers. They had redundancy, like you can see it on video. They're certified cave divers, or at least it looks like they know what they're talking about. They have the right equipment, let's just say. And it was just funny. It was a funny video. This one today is not as funny. So somebody took their young kids, very young kids, like I would say 10, 12 years old, and took them there. So
That already makes me... It almost makes you angry before the video even starts. But anyway, go ahead. But I know I'll be upset.
No volume on this video because they just had some music track, and obviously the links are below. Hopefully they don't remove them, but they're just muted because of the music. But you can see.
What are they doing?
I
really just again, I'm gonna give a message. Just like, can you just don't do this? Somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, and you can see 34 feet here, and it's already pretty dark. And you can see it's kind of open. I mean, there's those logs.
Yeah, but it could get blown and wedged, and I mean, there's so many things that can go wrong just because it looks like that.
Yeah,
you know. They're in the so listen, we don't know any facts before I start getting blasted by comments.
Let's pause for a second.
I don't know if they're cavern certified. Maybe they are. I don't see, backup gear. I don't see O2 at 20 feet. I don't see a line. So I'm already in this. Some people will say, "What do you have an attitude?"
Of course,
because I just don't want people to die, like children to die. You know, that father that took that son into Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
And killed him.
Yeah.
Like, it can happen.
Of course. And just to provide a little bit more information about this spring, it's 120 feet deep, and it's at like a slope, like Beaufort Spring. It's at a slope. So I think it's a straight shoot down until like 70, and then it goes diagonal all the way to 120, which is the entrance to the cave, which is where those guys were struggling. They couldn't get through because... Even Mike Young said that in order to get through that, you would need a DPV at like 9+, like maximum.
Wow.
Yeah. The flow is ridiculous. So people like to go down there and experience the flow, and rarely anyone tries to make it through. Some people that have made it through have died on the other side because the flow wedges them and they cannot get out.
Wow.
So people have died there.
So should we go there? No.
There's nothing to see there.
Is it a doable cave if you're properly cave
certified? There's really nothing to see. I mean, I've seen so many videos about this cave now that it's like just a hole in the ground. Nothing attractive. I wouldn't mind going. I don't think it's dangerous. Like, it's not like, oh, let's not go there because we're going to die. But I just don't think it's worth it. However, there are some rules. First of all, this park, and I hope people from the park are watching this video, this park is actually staffed. Unlike when you go to like Little River, there's nobody there. You can just go diving. There's full-time staff at this park that are supposed to check for cards and make sure that only certified divers go there and all of that. Apparently, they're not doing that anymore. As of October of 2022, they're just not even checking cards. The second thing is, if you are not a cavern diver, you shouldn't be diving there, and you shouldn't have lights.
Like, tell them why. That's a very good point. Why should you not have lights?
That way you don't venture outside the light zone, right? I don't know if the people that are diving here are cavern certified. Based on the very small snippets from the video, it doesn't seem like they have the skills, because you do learn how to have redundancy and dive and like finning techniques and things like that during cavern. So based on what I'm watching, it looks like they're just open water divers who just went there for fun, and they have lights and they're venturing pretty far. So anyway, let's keep watching. Yeah,
I mean, we already see issues, right? Look at their vertical.
They're vertical.
I don't know if they know how to kick properly.
No, there's no redundancy either. But you can see this is pretty dark. This is pretty dark. Like, it is a cavern, I guess, and I know people are going to comment and be like, well, you guys live a little. You know,
yeah, live
YOLO.
a little. But that, I mean, right there, look at that slip. I mean, you understand if that kid gets blown up in that, he could get wedged easily.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's dangerous without the proper training. But anyway, we'll see. I haven't seen this. You said something happens that is not good, I guess.
Well, the whole dive is not good. I mean, what I'm trying to do is not really too much react to the fact that this guy took his super young kids into a place where they can easily get stuck and drown. We're beyond that, I think, at this point. But I think I wanted to deliver a message about Blue Springs because apparently this is very common. Brand new open water divers going there, adults, kids, everyone, and getting in trouble in some cases. So we're trying to kind of warn people there's nothing to see there. Don't go there. If you're not certified. If you're certified and you just want to see a big hole in the ground, then go for it.
Look at his, I mean, there is, wow, his hair is blowing. That's some serious flow. I guess he's just holding on. Yeah,
but you see no redundancy. Single tank, the SPG, everything is just kind of blowing out of trim.
I mean, what should my reaction be?
Yeah.
I don't even really know how to react to this one.
Yeah.
The reason I don't know how to react is it's just like all of it would be, you know, something that I can't understand why the father would take his kids in there.
Yeah. And because you can see this kid, he's like 12, it seems like. He's pretty young.
I mean, just a basic concept of he could get blown up to the surface much faster than 30 feet a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And have a barotrauma injury, have a lung overexpansion injury, right?
Yep.
I don't know how deep he goes, but if he builds up nitrogen and blows up to the surface quickly, he could get bent.
Yep.
So there's a lot of issues.
Which we saw in the previous video that can happen. The flow is strong enough to be able to blow you. I guess that's that. The funny, or the interesting part, it's not even funny, is that this kid who's like 12 is actually the oldest one of the two. There's another one that's even younger. And then he has them doing skills, no blowing bubbles, no nothing. I don't think this guy's an instructor at all, obviously.
That's really dangerous.
Yeah, so not blowing bubbles on flow.
I mean, look, one of the skills that you have to do for our 9 divers is if you take a regulator out of your mouth, you should be blowing bubbles at all times. That's why Gus is saying this. Why? Because that way you're letting air out of your lungs and you don't risk a lung overexpansion injury, which you can get in 3 feet of water. So imagine if that kid holds his breath and the flow, which we can see, just blows him up by 3 feet. He could already suffer damage, especially as a child. That's why Gus is saying that.
Before you hit play, because this came up when we reacted to Pioneer Paulie's video about how he could have had a lung overexpansion injury on 10 feet of water. And people are like, 10 feet? I go deeper all the time and come up as fast as I can and holding my breath, never blowing bubbles, and nothing happens. Yeah, but that's because you're breathing air at the surface. The air is compressing and then expanding as you go up to the original size. Problem with scuba diving is that you're breathing compressed air, which is then going to expand to bigger than you basically took it in. That's why overexpansion injuries happen. And it can happen up to, like you mentioned, as shallow as 1 meter or 3 feet.
Yeah.
You go down, breathe, compress, hold your breath with a full lung, go up, just 1 meter can cause an injury. Yeah. Look at this youngest kid, no fins. He's just holding him underwater.
Oh, my God. I mean, this is some crazy dangerous stuff. I'm sure nothing happened. And like you said, you know, Blue Springs is just not regulating it. So they probably just drove right in and jumped right in. Nobody's looking. I mean,
yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
And, you know, I don't know if this video will be up when you're watching this. If you click on the link below and it's not available, it's because they removed it. But if they don't, you can read some of the original comments where people are calling this out. Like, guys, this is like an accident waiting to happen. Like, this was so dangerous. And the guy who uploaded the video is like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
okay. Maybe we know.
I would.
what we're
Well,
talking
I
about?
mean, look at his butt. I mean, look, stuff is blowing pretty rapidly to the surface. I mean, you can just see it from his hair. I think my biggest worry where they are right now is just blowing somebody out. You remember when you and I got blown out of JB with a DPV, with us being able to hit the button and fight the flow, and we got shot out of that thing. How about this kid with no fins?
That's right. It's dangerous. Now, because I know I can predict comments just like that. I know that people are going to be like, there is no place in there to get wedged in. You guys are overreacting. Grow up. You're just grumpy old guys.
I am a grumpy. We are, at times grumpy old guys.
The thing that nobody should be diving where you go diving because you're perfect and amazing elite divers, right? That's what the comments will say from people that don't like our reactions and still watch. I don't know why. I actually found another video about Blue Springs that does a better job showing the dangers of places where you can get wedged in. This is at another level though because these guys are free diving. So, let's watch. Same place, no tanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, on a positive note, well, it's beautiful cinematography. I will say that is beautiful. But free divers out there, because I don't want to speak wrong about free diving, is this acceptable as a free diver? Are you allowed? Is it in your standards? Is this okay to do? I mean, obviously I could think he's in the cavern, or is he swimming back to a cave now?
No,
does he have light? Does he have light?
Yeah, he's coming up through it feels like they're going in through cracks and then coming out the main chimney up.
The photography is amazing.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
But
this video also linked below if you want to watch the original one, which has a lot of commentary from the divers themselves. I didn't leave the whole video in because I want people to go and watch it if you want to. And subscribe and all of that if you are compelled.
I will say the form of that freediver was beautiful.
Yeah.
The first guy.
Yeah, there's two of them.
I mean, this one doesn't look as fluid, but I mean, that other guy was unbelievable. But man, it seems like right in there. Is there light still back in there?
Looks like it.
Yeah, I guess so. It's coming from that other side.
So this is where the kits were on this big chamber. But look on the sides where these guys are going. Can you not get wedged in there if you're a kid with a tank? I mean, look at this stuff.
I mean, it seems like this should be not done.
I get it. You can see light, but it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can get wedged in there. Anyone can get wedged in there.
Love the manatee.
Yeah. Way bigger in person than they look on video.
I'm really just my reaction on this one is I really would like to ask the freediver community, is this okay? Is this something that you guys say is all right if you've gone in before, if you know the environment, because it's an open to the surface environment? Is this within your standards? Mm-hmm. I'm curious to know that. It definitely is not within the scuba diving standards for somebody that at a minimum is not cavern certified. So is there such a thing in the free diving, cavern divers? I'm saying something that could be stupid, but is that or cavern certified free divers?
I don't know.
Maybe that exists.
Good question.
All right, let's move on. No lights. I don't know why they're putting that up. To show what it looks like?
What it looks like if you went in there. And that's another thing we didn't talk about. Those kids go in on one of those side things and the light fails.
Yeah.
And now what do you do?
That's what I was asking you earlier. Remember I said, is that section turn into a cave? I mean, when they showed the no lights, I didn't see any light. So, look, everybody, Somebody seems like they could drown there. What if this guy gets just blown, wedge, smashes his head?
Then he dies.
Okay, this is a standard question I would ask. So it's just death?
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. Wow. They just go down there, dude. And there's a diver down there. He's like, hey, what's up? I don't need tanks.
So before you rip us apart for saying all these things, free divers, answer just, I would rather, could you for this time be factual and answer our questions? We asked a simple question. It's a real question. Is there some kind of like free diving certification for cavern diving like this? Maybe these guys have that and this is acceptable within your standards. I would like to know that. Since we're saying you should not be doing this, maybe we're ignorant and we're wrong, which happens quite often.
Oh, a lot. The back route. Okay. Different route.
I mean, they obviously know this. That looks tight, man.
It looks like a minefield of getting stuck.
Look at this. That's a tight little restriction right there.
Yeah,
if we were cave diving on the Sidewinder, you would be looking at me like, I'm not sure I'm going through that.
It just keeps going down and down and down. Look at this.
That looks like a cave, man. You turn those lights off. You're telling me there's light in there?
Not a whole lot.
I don't know if there's any back. That tunnel right there?
Yeah. I think that's how you go to the cave.
Yeah.
This is dark.
Okay, there's the light zone again, but...
Dude, look how many crevices and places that you can get stuck at. And apparently do graffiti in. Yeah, I mean, these guys are holding their breath for a while.
Well, they're good. There's no question about that.
Sure.
I have zero ability to comment on how good they are. It seems like they're very good at what they do.
Yeah.
But should they, within their own frigging standards of free diving, do this?
Yeah, I hope people leave a comment below and tell us. Look at this. He just went into the wall.
Because let's say he does get wedged in and get stuck, and there's only free divers around. This is my other question. Let's say he goes in that and gets stuck and wedged in, and you're on breath hold, and you have your fellow free divers. How much longer will they have to hold their breath to unwedge him? Is the other thing. You don't have a buddy, a rescue option.
Yeah.
Other than self-rescue, right? I mean, he's wedged in. You're going to be like, you only have so long to get him out.
Knife through the heart.
So now that it seems like another potential problem.
Yep.
I like your earlier option on my very simple question. So what happens if he goes in and gets wedged or whatever? Well,
you die.
Gus was pretty direct. You're dead. The shocker. That other wasn't the shocker?
Those were the entry level. The other ones they were doing were just to warm up.
The shocker. They should just call it the killer. If you didn't like the others, this one will definitely kill you.
Dude.
Okay, there we go.
All right, let's see this one.
Damn, these guys are amazing at breath hold. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Where's that guy?
He's just back in the cave.
I should be out by now.
So even they're alluding to, well, things can happen. I should be, but he could be wedged in.
Yeah.
Amazing free divers. I mean, they really are. Like, I'm telling you, that's really good stuff. But how in the world is any of his fellow buddies going to get him out of the shocker when he's jammed in it?
Well, they'll get his corpse. But the point of this video wasn't so much, the praise on the free divers. They do this. That was cool.
I had to praise them because you got to admit they look really good at skills. This.
But to show how intricate that system is, even though there's really nothing to see, there's so many places where you can go and get completely stuck.
So the little kid with no fins is probably insane, would you say, then, after showing all the intricate places?
Yeah, I think any diving there for people that are not certified on cavern or cave, it's a no.
Well, or let me word it a little bit different to you. Would you take your kids in there on scuba?
No.
Under any circumstance?
No.
I mean, so.
No.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the best reaction I can get out of Gus. I mean, yes or no. I mean, it's like 0.
No.
All right.
However, at the beginning of this video, we showed a little clip of a reaction we did with actual cave divers kind of playing around in the flow. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave it right here. Check it out, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, everybody.